We're joined as usual by Gemma Tognini from GT Communications and Sky News contributor Joe Hildebrand. Great to have you guys with us as usual. I want to start with something pretty serious. I mean, we got this visit on the weekend of the Israeli president. I mean, on Monday, I think he's in Sydney. Police have already raised security concerns. They're talking about potential protests. Amazing number of police talked about, 3,000 police. And they're going to march through, as I understand it, parts of the Sydney CBD that are still deemed places where you can't hold a protest march. Gemma, what's going to happen here? I mean, it doesn't fill me with great confidence that this is going to end well.
Well, I don't think anyone should have confidence that it's going to end well, and for the simple reason that this cohort of protesters have pushed the line time and time again and are prepared to defy the rule of law. We're all expected to obey the law. This mob continually thumb their nose at the law. And, I mean, think about it this way. You know, this is a president of a democratic nation, an OECD nation who's of the political left himself, and these people don't have any other agenda than hatred for Israel and a similar sentiment for the Jewish people. This is not anything about advocacy for any people. This is about hatred of Israel, plain and simple. We've seen it before. This is in many ways, Steve, a test for the Minns government, for the police commissioner here in New South Wales. They cannot let this cohort defy the law that the rest of us are respecting day in, day out.
Yeah, Joe's got to find 3,000 police, Mel Lanyon. I don't know where he's going to do that because he doesn't seem to even be able to control e-bike riders who illegally are riding now over the Sydney Harbour Bridge during the week. I mean, that was unbelievable, that vision. What's going on with that stuff?
It's just bonkers. We're seeing it more and more in Sydney in particular. E-bikes and e-scooters have taken over a lot of other cities around Australia, especially smaller cities, flatter cities, to be honest. But Sydney is just now seeing an explosion in them, and there's real sort of confusion and perhaps deliberate confusion among especially the riders as to whether or not they're a vehicle or a bicycle or a pedestrian. So you see them all the time just jumping from the footpath to the road to, you know, cross country to bike paths to open traffic, with complete sort of, you know, just whatever suits, wherever the light suits, wherever there's a gap in the traffic. And it can be really dangerous. And I've been driving around and seen an e-bike, you know, just fly off the footpath in front of the road. So it's a real problem.
Well, there's some argument about whether we should register them and people have to pay rego. I want to show my age here a bit, but this struck me yesterday, exactly yesterday, marked 50 years since Adelaide, of all places, made world headlines back in 1976. Melbourne house painter and amateur clairvoyant John Nash reported he'd had a vision which Adelaide and its 800,000 inhabitants, including 21-year-old me, were going to be obliterated by an earthquake and a tidal wave. Nice. He claimed the Don Dunstan law changes around homosexuality would mean the city of churches would be wiped out. I'll take you back to 1976. Have a look at this.
Those who felt that it was real took to the Adelaide Hills. The other half turned up here to watch the tidal wave come in.
Some came with their flippers and snorkel, others drank beers in a boat.
In front of us here was the crowd, and of course Don acknowledged them, and then in doing so at the appropriate time turned his hand to stop the tidal wave coming in. And the people here went berserk.
I can't help laughing. I was standing next to Don Dunstan when he put his hand up and stopped the tidal wave from coming. It was just unbelievable. 10:30, he put his hand up, said, no more tidal waves here. I mean, it was just extraordinary.
Excellent.
Gemma, this was the same Premier, of course, who once wore pink shorts to State Parliament and used to rock a safari suit when he went to work.
Can we call those the glory days? Can we? Are we allowed to?
Oh, yes, we can. Yes, we can.
I mean, look, it's a different kind of crazy to what we get in parliaments around Australia these days. But I kind of have a hankering for the good old days, to be honest, Steve. It might have been a little bit, you know, pushing the envelope from a sartorial perspective, but maybe there was a little bit of common sense that's lacking these days. What an absolute cracker of a yarn, and how brilliant that you were part of it.
Yeah, and then I had to go up to the Adelaide Hills and join the lunatics who'd all decamped to the top of Mount Lofty so they wouldn't drown.
Nice.
I mean, it got worse. Thank you both very much. They were kinder and gentler times. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks. See you next week.